remember running track, the anxiety at the starting line, adrenaline running its course, leaning into every curve of my mind, blood pumping power through my frame, electricity dashing along my brain, 60 trillion lanes, headphones blaring, eyes closed. Then to the skies I lock in with lightning flashing across my eyes. I remember being 14 and placing my left foot behind that curved line. Others to reach better times. I remember the brie. Mine and theirs in competition. Sounds of spikes shuffling into place. You're all anxious to start and finish across that same line. But the place our race would end is the very same place it would begin.
Sixth word comes from John chapter 19, verse 30. After Jesus drank, he said, "It is finished."
On your mark.
I remember failure. It was my leg of the 4x800 meter relay at the Arizona State meet. I received the baton, accelerated into the daunting feat, felt strong, felt fast, in good position to last with a full tank of gas. I was gazelle, gliding along my 2-lap path. I was confident because just 2 weeks prior, I'd run the best time I'd ever had. But that day, coming out the first curve of the second lap, I hit the wall. The infamous and invisible wall. And I hit it hard. So hard, I've never experienced something like this a moment before nor since. So imagine my astonishment to be experiencing this. I was locomotive falling off the rails, well-oiled machine rusting at the gears. I, who was once gazelle, then fell prey to the beast. My body was shutting down on me. By the time that I got to the last straightaway, I had won. The esteemed pity clap. Just encouraging me to make it in, to push and cross that finish line and make it to the end. Have you ever felt like the unexpected victim of your own betrayal? Where your heart, your mind, and your will all fail at the same time? Have you ever run with all your might until you collide with the infamous and invisible? Whether mental or spiritual, absent or invisible, that wall, it killed not just your will, but your ability to run. See, that wall for me was youth ministry. I found myself under arrest by my own disappointment. Week after week, day after day, locked in rooms of isolation, frustration, and unproductivity. Lucky for me if one or maybe a few would show. Tired of being left in that room alone. Tired of being nailed to my crucifix, just left hanging. Mental health waning under the pressure and the piercing thorns and the weight upon this heavy head of the crown that it bears. I was just trying to show up and make sure I could still care. I was just trying to avoid the pit of despair. I was just trying to show up and make sure they had somebody there. So many times to myself, I just said, encourage yourself in the word. But it's hard to encourage yourself when you're rejected by the very people you're called to serve. When you witness yourself living below your worth. When your mind and your will both fail, but your body's still there and you've lost your capacity to give your best care. No matter what I did, I kept facing failure, even if well disguised. And it was something I could never get used to. Something I could never get used to. So then I realized that I couldn't will myself to become what these young people needed. And and I wasn't getting enough life back to sustain me either. So I left. Because I almost awarded myself the pity clap, just struggling down the track, trying to make it in with the little I had left. And yet, on this visit to the text, I saw something for the first time, as if I saw with fresh eyes when I heard and I read Jesus said, "It is finished." I actually paid attention. I noticed this, that he said, "It is finished," not "I am finished." It's a subtle difference, but if you slow down for a second, you can see the redemption in it. See, on his final moments on the cross, Jesus reassured us that he never took a loss, that he'd always be the boss, that he would reign preeminent and reign because he would never fail nor accept it for something that he made. Jesus declares to his crucifixion, "It is finished," and therefore exercises his own power over his own crucifixion. Catch this, the crucifixion could never have power over him. Remember, he volunteered for it.
Right.
So then we, because of he, must exercise that same power that he gave us as the one who are called to do the same works and greater through the power of our Savior. We too then must speak and exercise power over our own crucifixion. So dearly beloved, please listen. Every wall, whether invisible or physical, whether mental or spiritual, it will come down and fall. Every ministry mistake, every heartbreak, all your pain and its residuals, it can come down and crumble. Every failure and sense of abandonment, every shame and embarrassment, it can all be over. We just have to choose to use the word that came from Jehovah as Jesus hung from this cross and gave his 6 last sayings. So today I am standing to say to it, to my failure, "It is finished." To the disappointment, "It is finished." To the mental cell, "It is finished." To the emotional hell, "It is finished." To the guilt and anxiety, "It is finished." To their rejection, "It is finished." To your depression, "It is finished." To the devastation, "It is finished." To the violence in our nation, "It is finished." To the hopelessness, "It is finished." To everything that holds on to us, "It is finished." Everything you're being crucified by, I stand here to cry, it's finished. It's finished. It's finished. It's finished. It's finished. It's finished. It's finished.
Let's go, Pete.
But you and I, we are not done. We can run again. We can place our foot atop Calvary's hill, and there at the starting line, we can heal. Because there, at the place his earthly race would end, is the very same place our race begins.